This is just going to be a very simple tutorial on how to make NPC overhauls compatible with your individual load order. I'm specifically using Bijan War Maidens and the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch, as this is a very common NPC overhaul that is used by an immense amount of people, and pretty much everybody uses the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch. Now, don't let the names or the fact that I'm using Special Edition fool you. The methods I'm going to show you work in both Special Edition and Legendary. So original Skyrim and new Skyrim. This method also works in Fallout 4 and New Vegas and Fallout 3. You will need a few things. You will need a copy of xEdit specific to your game, which you can find on the Nexus. For Skyrim Special Edition, it's called xEdit. For Legacy Skyrim, it's just called xEdit. Or, yeah, I think so. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Just type in xEdit. Any version of it will work. It doesn't matter which site you get it from. Download your version of xEdit. SSEdit, doesn't matter. Test 5 edit, that's what it's called for Legendary. Anyway, download your version of it. Install it. If you don't know how to install it or where it is, I recommend you stop the video now, go to the search on YouTube, and type in Gamer Poets xEdit. It'll bring up several tutorials. Grab the most recent one and watch it through. It'll probably be the best thing that ever happened to you as far as modding Skyrim. Trust me on this. But explaining how to install xEdit and the minutia of it is beyond the scope of this tutorial. And honestly, Michael at Gamer Poets did a better job than anyone's ever done. So I recommend checking his video out. So I'm going to assume that you have xEdit installed. If you're using a mod manager, it will probably have a way to insert the executable into the mod manager and open xEdit through your mod manager, whether that be Vortex, Mod Organizer 2, the original Mod Organizer, doesn't matter. Pretty much all of them have a way to open up xEdit within them. If you're not using a mod manager, congratulations, you don't need to. I use, obviously, Mod Organizer 2. Now, in Mod Organizer 2, you will configure your executable. Michael at Gamer Poets will help you with that. That's beyond the scope of what I'm doing right now. You can select SSEdit. I usually put it in the toolbar. It'll be right up here. Open up SSEdit. You'll see your entire load order there. I recommend just letting everything that loads when you play the game load. Hit OK, and it'll start going through its processes. Now, the first time you do this, it may take a little bit longer to load. It has to build references. The most recent version of Mod Organizer saves those references so it doesn't take as long to load as normal. And you're watching this video going, he's still talking, why isn't it finished yet? Yes, it will take longer than this the first time, especially if you actually have a full load order. This isn't a full load order for me. My regular load order is somewhere around 250 to 300 ESPs. So now it'll have mod groups. If they're unselected, right click and select all. Just let them load until you know exactly what that does. Just always load it. Doesn't hurt anything. Hit OK, and your load order is loaded. Now you look over here, see all this stuff, but right now the only thing we're concerned with is that visionswarmaidens.esp. Click the plus button, open it up. Now, mainly you'll only concern yourself with the non-player character actor field. Click the plus button, open it up. Oh my God, everything's red. So you click on this, there's Majal. Mial, however you want to pronounce it. Now, normally this is what you'll see. Right-click in this right-hand pane and hit Hide, No Conflict, and Empty Rows. Now the only thing you'll see is conflict stuff. Now you'll see it's conflicting with Skyrim ESM and Vision's War Maidens. That's fine. Don't worry about anything there. You're not concerned with it conflicting with Skyrim, Update, Dawnguard, Hearthfire, or Dragonborn usually. All that stuff has been out for ages. Pretty much every mod author that makes any mod is intentionally overriding things from these particular master files. What comes into conflict is the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch, because they don't always take that into account, because they want everybody to download their mod, especially now that you can do it on consoles. So they don't always include the changes. Now, come back down here, check Delphine. No reason to mess with Delphine. Now you get to Aniki. Looky there. Unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch. Vision War Maidens. Now you can do this one of two ways. You can just grab this header. You'll see it says VMAD, the very topmost field. You go over to the file that's conflicting, and you just left click and hold. And then you pull it over, and you could just drop it in here. You could do that. I don't recommend you doing that. I don't recommend that unless you know what you're doing. Because there may be things that are a little more complex than this, and it's always a good idea, if you're not going to get rid of the ESP, to keep it in the state that it was given to you in. So what you do is, instead of overriding the Vision War Maidens mod, or whatever NPC overhaul you're using, you right-click on the header up where it says Vision War Maidens. 10 Vision War Maidens. It'll open up this drop menu, and you go into Copy as Override Into, and you left-click on that. It'll open this up with all these little things. Don't get confused. Just click New File ESP. As time goes by, you'll learn what these are, and you'll know whether to use them or not. This video is not for someone who already knows what all these are and how they work and when to use them. If you know that, you don't need this tutorial. You should already know how to do this. If you don't already know how to do this, then you don't know what these mean, and I don't recommend messing with them until you do. So you click New File, ESP, the very top field, and you hit OK. It'll ask you to name it. What I usually name it is Conflict Resolution. All one word. It's easy. It'll stand out. There you go. And then you just hit OK. Now you have a new ESP in your list. And that ESP has the exact same record as Vision War Maidens does. So now you go to this very top field here that's below the titles of the ESPs. You go over to the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch, only in that field, and you move it over, and you drop it into conflict resolution. As you can see over here, Aniki is now the same color as Delphine and Majal. That's because there are now no bad conflicts. There's still conflicts, because if there weren't, the Vision War Maidens ESP wouldn't be doing its job. But the conflicts only apply to appearances. It doesn't apply to this script that the unofficial patch put on here to keep Aniki from hanging around forever after she dies. It cleans her dead body up. That's all it does. But it may do something else. You never know. I'm sure the unofficial patch team put it in there for a reason, and I'd recommend using it. Generally, don't touch anything that's not in the unofficial patch or applying to appearance, which would be anything below. You don't want to change worn armor because that's not armor, that's her body. That's a specialized body that they put in to Bijin War Maidens. Keep that. And then from there, you go down here. Don't touch anything below head parts. Everything below head parts on an NPC overhaul, that's what makes them look the way they do. Don't touch anything like that. Generally, just hide no conflict, and then look through this. Sometimes things below here will be red. That's okay. Now you'll go through here, and you'll do this on every other NPC. Bijin War Maidens, copy as override into. Now conflict resolution is showing up. You don't need to make another new ESP. You just select conflict resolution and hit OK. Now it's in there. And now you'll look. You'll see that they changed the level multiplier. I don't view that as a particularly important change, but it's a change. And if you don't really know what it means, keep it. Because trust me, the unofficial patch team did not break your game. And as you can see, Adelice is listed as a citizen. She's also a potential companion. Citizens are useless as companions. Unofficial patch team fixed that for you. So now move this over and make her a viable companion by being a combat warrior. Also, they fixed her skills. Move this over, put that there. Woohoo! Adelice is now green. It's safe to stop changing things. Now, once you have done all the changes that you think you need here, you can either go up here, hit save, you can hit Control S and hit save, or the easiest way to do it is just to close the program. It'll pop this up. There's your conflict resolution. Make sure that that ESP is clicked, has a check mark. Make sure that is the only ESP with a check mark beside it. Go down here. If you're paranoid, which you should always be when you're editing mods, click Backup Plugins. This will give you a backup of the unchanged Bijin War Maidens plugin. Oh well, not the Bijin War Maidens. If you edited the Bijin War Maidens, it would give you a backup of that. But it would give you a backup of the conflict resolution. I'm not going to do that right now, because this is a brand new ESP. There's nothing to back up. But as you go on, you will be adding more things to this, especially if you're a typical person that mods Skyrim and can't help but add more things to the game as time goes on endlessly. It's a problem, okay? Anyway, you just hit OK. There you go. Now, if you're running Mod Organizer, it will now be down here in your overwrite folder. If you're running Vortex, it will be in your data folder and you don't need to do anything. If you're running Nexus Mod Manager, why are you running Nexus Mod Manager? Use Mod Organizer 2 or Vortex. Nexus Mod Manager was not a good mod manager when it was the official mod manager. Stop using Nexus Mod Manager. Anyway, generally what you would do is you would just right-click Overwrite if you're using Mod Organizer and create a mod. I'm not going to do that. Michael at Gamer Poets has lots of tutorials on how to do that. But you will want to activate your mod. And, well, you're done. I'd log into the game and show it to you, but we didn't change anything cosmetically. And you won't see the dead body script unless I kill somebody and let them lie there for a month. Because that's how I fix my game. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment in the YouTube comment section or on any of my mods on Nexus, or send me a PM, I guess, through Nexus. If you send me a PM through YouTube, I probably will never see it. I'm not even sure YouTube still has the option to do that. Anyway, hope this helps somebody. Have fun. Remember, mod it until it breaks. Then try to keep playing it. Mod it a little bit more. Delete your entire load order. Start over again. Repeat as necessary. Have a nice day. Happy modding. Happy breaking your game.